Chalo.
Ready? Andhra breakfast time. I'm told you have a very light breakfast. You're not one of those guys who has a big breakfast. You've got a long day ahead. You're crisscrossing the heat of Andhra Pradesh. So how do you keep yourself going if you don't have a big breakfast?
I have a light eater, basically.
Light eater. Because I've been told that you like protein shake and you stay fit. You travel, you walk what, 3,600 kilometers over 13 months?
3,648 to be precise.
So how did you do that? If you're not, I mean, if you're going to eat a very light breakfast, make me do all the eating. Good old Upma. Huh? Yeah. No, so thank you. Well, what about him?
That also happened.
So this is a great chutney that you'll have. Coriander. Tell me about the present, Jagan. How is this? What is this election about? You know, is it about you now? This time your main target is Chandrababu Naidu. In 2009, I sensed it was the Congress Party. You wanted to, in a sense, prove yourself to them. Now, is it to take on Chandrababu Naidu? Is he your enemy number one?
Fact is, I think there's so many. This politics that I see. There's no enemy of mine. There's no Congress as an enemy, there's no TDP as an enemy. So we're here for a cause. We're here to serve people. And if people do have faith in us, and if people do give us a chance, God's grace, that's good, then it's an opportunity that history gives to do something that history will remember.
You keep saying God's grace. You know, you're a very devout person. You know, for your entire family. I knew your father. He was also a very devout person. But elections are not won on God's grace. They're won by the battle on the ground. Is this about you versus Chandrababu Naidu? Let me ask you. I mean, don't call them the enemy. But it is a contest between the two of you at the end of the day.
Yes, probably in Andhra Pradesh state, with the two regional players who are dominating the scene. And there is a lot of anti-incumbency on him. But also there's a strong sense of hope in me. And I think this would be a battle on that count. Anti-incumbency versus hope.
So you say you are representing hope. There are those who say that you are also, in a way, planning to tie up with the BJP after the election. This question has been asked. Chandrababu Naidu makes the accusation he's fighting the BJP over special status for Andhra, and Jagan Mohan Reddy is planning on a deal with Narendra Modi and the BJP after the election. Clarify it once and for all.
Basically, the fact is, as far as we are concerned, we have no tie-up with anybody. Be it Congress, be it a napkin with them.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah.
We have no tie-up with anybody, be it Congress or BJP or with anybody basically. So our objective is very specific. Whomsoever gives special category status, we support that. The reason being, see, this special category status was promised to us before bifurcation. It's a precondition for bifurcation. This is probably the first time in history that a state demanding bifurcation took the capital with them. First time it so happened in the history of this country that a state demanding bifurcation took the capital also with them. And now that Hyderabad is gone, anybody whomsoever completes his education in our state has got no place to go for the job. You're either competing with Bangalore, either you're competing with Chennai, either you're competing with Hyderabad. And what can, all these places have become what they are over 60-year period. And today, there is no place for our kids to go. You have a degree completed, you have somebody who's done an engineering degree, you have somebody who's done EC, electronic communications, or IT degree, or anything basically. See, what special category status does is, only special category states have got these special industrial incentives, like 100% income tax exemption, like 100% GST exemption. Only when these kind of things are given to us, you would attract hospitals, you would attract hotels, you would attract IT space, you would attract other factories and stuff like that. See, otherwise, Bangalore also gives the same kind of normal industrial incentives. Hyderabad also gives normal kind of industrial incentives. What additionally can you give to attract investment into the state?
But Rahul Gandhi is saying that whoever comes to, he will give, if he comes to power in Delhi, he will give special status within a week of his government coming to power. So he is saying, I'll give it to you. So are you ready to support a Rahul Gandhi after all that happened in 2009?
See, my personal grievance has got nothing to do with my state. My state is the most important state. My state is the topmost priority for me. See, as far as our support is concerned, we are sick and tired of trusting people. See, we trusted Congress Party, and then what did Congress do? Against our wishes, they broke the state. And what else did they do? It went one step ahead, broke our state against our wishes, and it did not incorporate the demand for special category status in the AP Reorganization Act. Had they incorporated this special category status demand as well into the AP Reorganization Act, we could have gone to the Supreme Court.
But then where does that, you are saying you can't trust the Congress Party?
Let me just complete that.
Yes.
So basically, Congress betrayed us in that way. And then BJP did exactly the same.
With Chandrababu Naidu?
No, BJP, what BJP did was, BJP on the floor of the parliament, on the floor of the house, they echoed with the Congress Party. They supported bifurcation. And they, in the parliament, also spoke and said that they will not only do special category status for 5 years, but would extend it by another 5 years, that is 10 years. Then they incorporated that in their manifesto as well. Then Narendra Modi ji himself, when he was touring Andhra Pradesh in Tirupati, just at the foothills of Lord Venkateshwara, Narendra Modi ji himself promised that when voted to power, special category status will be given to Andhra Pradesh state. And after that, being in a position that he is, he also backstabbed us. So in a way, Congress backstabbed us, so did the BJP. So both these parties have backstabbed. So what I am proposing is, we are sick and tired of trusting people. We don't want to trust anybody. We say, we will have, God willing, God's grace, touch wood, we will have the entire 25 MPs in our fold. And then we will say, you sign, I will support.
So you are saying post-election, you are telling both the Congress and the BJP,
or anybody,
or whoever comes to power,
including Rajdeep Sardesai,
I won't come to power. Whoever comes to power, you sign the special status document.
I'm there with you.
I'm there with you. So it's not about ideology in terms of Congress versus BJP for you. It's about special status for Andhra. So if Narendra Modi is 25 MPs short, Jagan Mohan Reddy has 25, you will tell Narendra Modi, please sign the special status document, I'm supporting you.
Absolutely.
Am I clear?
Absolutely.
And if the Congress is in the same position, the same conditions apply.
If even Rajdeep Sardesai is also in the same position, same conditions.
So it's not true that this is some pre-poll deal with Narendra Modi.
There is no
You
deal.
and KCR are in a pre-poll deal with Narendra Modi. Between the two, Telangana and Andhra, 42 MPs. You get 35 tomorrow, the two of you. Mr. Modi is short of 35.
In fact, here one thing I should say, Rajdeep. I'm thankful to KCR. I should say that, because even though he's not from our state, even though he's not from Andhra Pradesh state, he went one step ahead and he pledged his support for special category status. He said, I will support Andhra Pradesh in getting special category status. And he made this statement openly in the media, in press conference, in front of the whole media.
But how will you then respond to the critics who will say, what about Mr. Modi's ideology? The fact is your party has a strong minority vote in Andhra Pradesh. Post-election, if you tie up with Narendra Modi, do you see that vote leaving? Do you see those to be issues, or for you the only issue now is special status for Andhra? Nothing else matters.
See, for us, as far as we are concerned, we have no tie-up with anybody. We don't have a tie-up. We don't have a tie-up with BJP. We don't have a tie-up with Congress. We don't have a tie-up with anybody. As far as we are concerned, we are thankful to KCRG for the TRS party for having pledged their support to us for special category status. And we are thankful to that.
So the ideology of the BJP does not matter. Hindutva ideology, none of that matters
because
for you.
we become 25, plus another 17 of Telangana also added to us. So we become a big chunk of 42 MPs demanding special category.
So ideology is not the issue. Hindutva is not the issue in this election. For you in Andhra, it's special category status.
We do not know who would come at Delhi, who would come to power in Delhi. I do not know who would come into Delhi. Whomsoever God destines will come to power in Delhi. And whomsoever comes into power in Delhi, all what I request from them is they yield to the very word what they are given in the parliament.
Therefore, Chandrababu Naidu is also saying the same thing. He's also saying, I want special category status. I have been betrayed by Narendra Modi. And this election, he's also going to the people of Andhra saying, give me chief ministership. I will continue to fight Delhi for special category status. How are you different to him?
I tell you that, Rajdeep. See, how do you justify somebody's actions when somebody is in the central government, his MPs are also part of the ministry, central ministry, and for 4 years they rule the state, they rule central. For 4 years, out of 5-year regime, 4 years they are together. His MPs are part of central government. In these 4 years, the central ministers of the Telugu party have been part of n number of cabinet decisions. Yet, they never raised this topic of special category status. The worst part is, 4 years they stick together, they travel together. In fact, Chandrababu Naidu ridiculed special category status. In fact, on 2017, September 8th, when Arun Jaitley ji made a statement in the midnight, removing special category status and instead replacing it with special package, Chandrababu Naidu's ministers were right beside him when Arun Jaitley ji made the statement. And on the same midnight, Chandrababu Naidu thanked the central government for yielding so. And the next day in the assembly, Chandrababu Naidu passed a resolution in the assembly thanking BJP for what BJP has done. And it just did not stop there. And when we were there in the assembly, voicing out against BJP, voicing out against the Telugu party in the assembly, and he ridiculed, and he said, and he ridiculed special category status, saying, what good did the special category status do to Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand? He made those categorical statements, and then it just did not stop there. Then, come 1st January 2017, 18. January 27, that is precisely, January 27, 2018. That is 4 months after Arun Jaitley ji gave that package announcement. January 27, 2018. This man, Chandrababu Naidu, conducted a press meet and said what BJP has done for the state of Andhra Pradesh. History has never seen something like this. He praised BJP and he said what BJP has done for the state of Andhra Pradesh, it is done for no other state. He praised BJP.
So you're saying he's shifted the goalposts, he's guilty of double standards. He on the other hand says, Jagan Mohan Reddy, to use his words, the Telugu translation is a rowdy. You know, even the other day when your uncle was shot dead, he accused you of murder. Says if Jagan Mohan Reddy comes to power in Andhra, crime will once again rise. You are dealing with someone who's a businessman first, not a politician, someone who's going to make money out of Andhra Pradesh. These are the serious accusations he makes on the campaign trail.
See, being a rival party, that is what he will speak of. But the very fact is, coming to this point of my uncle's death, he's my uncle. He passed away. He was killed brutally in his own house. And the inquiry being conducted is none other than Chandrababu Naidu's own police force. My uncle gets killed by the Telugu Desam Party himself, by Telugu Desam Party, by Chandrababu Naidu himself. He conducts an inquiry by his own police force. He twists the matters thanks to the support of his yellow media that he controls. And I go demand for a CBI inquiry. I go demand for any inquiry what does not involve Chandrababu Naidu in the picture. And yet this man says no.
If you come to power, will you inquire into Chandrababu Naidu?
We will definitely conduct an inquiry. We will definitely make sure that the culprits are brought to prison.
No, will you inquire into a Chandrababu Naidu, the allegation that you keep making about him today, about misusing his position, about disproportionate assets? Because we've seen this in Tamil Nadu. When governments change, whoever comes to power tries to fix his rival.
Now
you claim that Chandrababu Naidu has tried to fix you over these years. Are you going to try and fix him if you come to power?
You tell me what I'm supposed to do, Rajdeep. See, a person is caught red-handed, audio taped and videotaped, distributing black money, unaccounted for money, crores of rupees, to buy MLAs. In fact, you yourself have telecasted the whole episode where Chandrababu Naidu is caught, audio taped, videotaped, distributing black money to buy MLAs. I'll just ask you one thing. How is it that a chief minister caught with black money is let to go? How is it that the chief minister was caught with black money, audio taped and video taped, does not have to resign, is not disqualified, is not sent to prison?
It's interesting you're raising these questions because also raising the same question has been KCR. And you've said earlier in this interview today that KCR is fully supporting you on special status. Am I to understand that Jagan Mohan Reddy, KCR, Asauddin Owaisi are in some kind of pre-poll alliance? These 42 seats of Andhra, in a sense, which you are saying will be crucial.
See, the fact is...
Are you in alliance with KCR? Is he a well-wisher? How do you see him? Is this an alliance? Can I call it a pre-poll alliance?
The fact is there is no alliance as such, but there is...
Common interest?
There is a common interest, yes, definitely. He is a well-wisher, definitely. Asauddin Owaisi is also a good friend of mine, he is also a well-wisher, definitely. See, what we want at the national level is somebody to hear to us, somebody to listen to us. See, you gave a word on the floor of the House, and if you do not honor that very word given on the floor of the Parliament, then where is democracy landing?
So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked KCR before the Telangana election. Who is, to you, the better person for you to deal with? The Congress under Rahul Gandhi, BJP under Narendra Modi? Who would you prefer to deal with? You're going to have to make a choice at some stage.
See, as far as we are concerned, we are good with anybody who signs special category status for them.
You don't want to choose, you don't want to make a choice.
That is for God to decide. How can I decide? Those numbers, whomsoever gets those numbers, and those numbers should fall short, that is also God's place. But I pray to God that these numbers don't fully go one way.
You want the hung
I
parliament?
want the hung parliament, definitely.
You're making an important point. You're saying you want a hung parliament.
Absolutely, otherwise, the very word what was given on the floor of the House in the Parliament is mocked, is ridiculed. Then, I mean, if somebody gives a word in the Parliament, both the opposition as well as the ruling party come together, break the state with a precondition that they would give special category status, and after doing so, make a mockery of that very word given in the Parliament.
So you want a hung parliament where the regional parties decide. You, KCR, Naveen Patnaik, Mamata Banerjee, this so-called federal front that KCR keeps talking about. That's your first preferred option. You think that will give states greater autonomy, greater power over the center?
I would definitely want a situation like that. There is nothing wrong in me wanting to see a situation like that, because I've been betrayed. My state has been betrayed. My state has been cheated.
Let me then ask you in conclusion. I think you've been very honest and said that you want a hung assembly, a hung parliament, so that you have greater leverage over the center. In all these 10 years, how has Jagan Mohan Reddy changed? How have you changed? 10 years ago, you were a businessman. Today, you are trying to become the Chief Minister of Andhra. What's the biggest learning for you in these 10 years? How have you changed as a person?
See, basically 10 years back, I was not in politics. I was either in AP, I was either in MLA. When I am not in politics, my duty to my family is to become a businessman. And even before my father was the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, I was still a businessman in Karnataka. I had a 40 megawatt hydropower unit running in Karnataka. So I was doing justice to my family. But after my coming into politics, after my father passing away, things changed. I am now no longer a businessman. And for the past 10 years, if one were to see my track record, one would see me most of the while in people. You were a good eater. One thing that politics has done is made you eat less. I mean, what's happening? You barely touch that. You've got the best, this chutney that you only make in Hyderabad. This classic chutney. So you're not going to eat much. And you've got a long day on the election trail. How do you unwind? How does Jagan Mohan Reddy unwind? Do you get time with the family at all now? Yeah, but my family has been very understanding, I should say that. In fact, I'm thankful for that.
Because your mother, sister, wife, everyone in a way has campaigned.
They've just started campaigning. In fact, my wife is told in my constituency. She's admin that part. My mother and my sister were also told they started yesterday, day before yesterday.
So it's a family party. Your critics will say it's all in the family.
See, they have just see. Even if you're contesting, your family would definitely, go on campaign.
Sure, but
and the fact that these people have started campaigning 12 days before the election, how does it classify that act as a family party?
Because you'll control all the main posts. It's the YSR Congress.
No, my mother is the honorary. She is the honorary president of YSR Congress Party, and my sister is not in the politics. And none of them are contesting elections. I think this is, and yet if you still insist in saying it's a family party, then I think
this coffee, by the way, is to die for. Jagan Mohan Reddy makes the most, his house makes the best coffee you can get. Classic South Indian coffee. So how do you unwind? As I asked you, when you're 24/7 into politics, how do you unwind? You were into sport, you were a good athlete, I'm told, in Hyderabad Public School. Your old colleagues tell me. So how do you unwind? How do you relax? Or is politics relaxation now?
Yes, sir. You need to find your own ways you can get that. And to me, probably when I come home, spending time with the family is the best.
One question I forgot to ask. There's an X factor in Andhra, Pawan Kalyan. Do you see him as an X factor, the Jan Sena? That the Jan Sena could change this election? That they could divide the Chandrababu Naidu vote? Is Pawan Kalyan a factor? Is he in tacit alliance with Chandrababu Naidu?
See, as far as this Pawan Kalyan, garu is concerned. See, he was in the previous elections with Television Party. He campaigned for TDP's victory. And 4 out of 5 years, he was literally with 4.5 years out of 5 years, he was literally with Television Party. And just 6 months before the elections, he chose to give an act that he broke away from Television Party. But whatever said and done, for somebody who campaigned with Television Party and Chandrababu Naidu, who played an instrumental role in bringing Chandrababu Naidu to power, then who actually went along and stayed with him for 4.5 years in power. Such kind of a person who definitely also should also be a part of the misgovernance of Chandrababu Naidu. How can you say that I'm not connected? It's not possible. And now, I presume that this is a whole act to just split that anti-incumbency vote, what they think could be done.
So there is a tacit alliance, you think?
I strongly believe, because Pawan Kalyan filed his nominations the other day, and Telugu Party flags were there in his nominations. I mean, and he never even countered that. Can you believe something like that could happen?
There is one other X factor in your state, and it's called cash. Everybody says Andhra Pradesh is the state which you win, whoever has the maximum cash. Can you match you versus Chandrababu Naidu? Is that an even contest?
I don't think cash would really play that kind of an important role. The reason being, the anti-incumbency factor would be so dominant that, Chandrababu Naidu, because of his misgovernance, his corrupt practices, this corrupt money, he would try to definitely corrupt people, give him maybe 3,000 rupees a note. But then the hope would drive people to vote against Chandrababu Naidu.
You're not giving cash. Every Andhra politician has to do it. It's the worst kept secret.
Basically, there is no way we could mobilize in even a fraction of what Chandrababu Naidu could give. The reason is because, when an election comes, we also ask people. We also ask for donations. We also ask people for donations. And we try to field the best possible wealthy candidates whom we can find. But that is our limitation. It doesn't.
You're in the opposition. Much more difficult to raise cash possibly when you're in the opposition than the government.
But because people will be scared to give it to you. When only they see a strong current against this government.
BJP not offering you cash? No cash being offered by the BJP saying support us after the election. We'll give you cash now.
Neither BJP nor Congress. Now.
Okay, so you said 25 out of 25 in the Lok Sabha is your target. Assembly target 110, 120 out of 175. What are you looking at? What are your polls saying?
See, I think in God's grace, touch wood, when you have your own surveys that periodically India Today keeps publishes. And I'm hoping that those numbers come true.
Those numbers come true. Well, I'll tell you, whatever the numbers are, I give 10 out of 10 for your coffee. You've got to tell me next time where to get this coffee powder, because this is the kind of coffee. That's why South India is perhaps a better place to be than the North. And you're hoping that it will play a role in post-elections, right? The Jagan Mohan Reddy KCR factor, big, in a sense, news point given by Jagan Mohan Reddy that he hopes for a hung parliament in which he and the likes of KCR will play a major role in Indian politics. Thanks very much for the coffee, the upma, the chutney, and for being such a kind host. Next time, maybe we'll have to go to Amravati, the new capital of Andhra, if you become the Chief Minister.
Hopefully.
You'll presumably base yourself there, not in Hyderabad. You'll have to leave Hyderabad or Amravati. You're going to keep the Amravati dream going, Chandrababu's dream going. You'll still build it a world-class city like Singapore. That's what he wants.
Capital definitely would have to come. And definitely capital would have to come. Capital factors, like as far as Chandrababu Naidu's governance is concerned, what do you see in the capital? There is not one brick laid. What he can speak of is what he can speak to say as permanent structure. Everything there is temporary.
But he says it's going to be permanent.
Temporary.
He says it's going to be permanent. You know, he is a bit of a builder. You can't deny that. He says he built Hyderabad and he's going to build Amravati.
Neither did he build Hyderabad. In fact, if you were to see the development what took place, I can give you the numbers comparing that regime with Chandrababu Naidu's regime. Where everything in Chandrababu Naidu's regime was way lower when compared to what that could achieve. So neither did he build Hyderabad, and neither is he building a world-class capital there. For somebody who was in power for 5 years, for somebody who was drawn in the name of the capital, 2,500 crores from central government city, in the name of building a capital, has built nothing there, not even a single permanent structure, not even a single permanent brick. Everything there is temporary. So much so that when it rains 3 centimeters, you would actually find 6 centimeters of water in the buildings there.
I thought Andhrais were the best contractors in India. You construct the best dams, the best buildings.
But thanks to Chandrababu Naidu, he's corrupted the whole system.
Okay. You've got a long road ahead of you, Jagan Mohan Reddy. If you are to be the Chief Minister of Andhra, it's a state that will need plenty of effort in the next few years. We'll see who wins, Chandrababu or Jagan Mohan Reddy. Thank you very much. Jagan Mohan Reddy could be Andhra's man of the moment. Thanks for watching as I focus on my coffee.